Hello and welcome to Factorio. We are in a maze world and I've got this really funky rail network where the rail runs around the outside of the cells, and it's really cute for making production modules like this one here. It's just beautiful. However, it means that at junctions things cut across. So for this to go to its right, it has to do 3 left turns. Now, that physically works, except high volume junctions deadlock, because trains have to cut across their own path to do something that should be a zero cross operation. This means that my network, now that it's under some sort of load, is frequently deadlocking. And you can see here, not just that it deadlocks, but even when it isn't deadlocked, things are moving quite slowly as all the trains have to cross one another. Now, I have tried for about half an hour, maybe longer, to find a version of signaling where the junctions do not deadlock. The best I can come up with is this arrangement where I have full signals just before the corners, and I have full signals going into the corners, and that seems to cause trains to only get on when they can park and then get out. But it's really not the way I normally do these kind of things. And I'm not convinced it's correct in any case. And anyway, it's a symptoms fix rather than a problem fix. The problem is that to do a turn right, which should be at a zero cross operation, it has to do 3 turn lefts. So that drastically increases the number of potential contentions, which makes everything slow. So what I'm going to do is pray to the gods of rail that this will continue to function. And we are going to go off to a bit of our network which is currently not being used for anything and design a solution. So I have requirements for this solution. I would like that, let's get this right. So I want to re-engineer the junctions so that trains do not have to do this silly looping. However, I want to keep the straight segments similar to how they are now with the rail running around the outside. So we're going to attempt to find a solution which meets these 2 requirements. So I've come out here where there's not a lot going on, and we will have a go. The first thing I'm going to do is deconstruct this and this. All right, so we have a T junction here and a T here. What we need is a crossroads, because that's a troublesome one. Do we have a crossroads? So this is the nearest crossroads. All right, so let's start off by fixing a T junction. Oh, this is over here. No, this is a T. So it's specifically crossroads which are a particular problem. So I may have to... Here's a crossroads. We don't have many of them, to be honest. And there's one here, so we might have to go and look at that. But we will start off by redesigning a T-junction. Okay, so the problem is, if I pick up a signal, all right. So let's say I'm here and I wish to leave here. The only way I can do it is to travel round, down here, around here, and up. Right. What I would ideally like to be able to do is just take a turn. The problem with that is obviously the water's in the way, right? So to turn, we would need to zig into and then out of this area. However, if we zig in and out of it, we also need to support the through and through traffic. And again, without any rail crossing over. So let's start off by just pulling up all the rail and signals on this corner, because it's basically this corner that's the problem. And if we can come up with a solution for a corner, this may then be something we can stamp down all over the place. Good. So this is the closest I could get. And that would be one rail further out from the edge. All right, now the issue with that is there's no way to then join back in. Now I could just move all the rail out so it is one tile further out. That's not going to be practical, is it? Right. To make this as robust as possible. Okay, so this I think works. Let's trim that back. Okay, so this can now turn efficiently around this corner. So let's leave this where it is. All right. So let's copy that unit there. And is there anything I want to fix? Okay, so we've got some straight segments here. I don't think I want. I want that to join on as tight as possible. So if we look here, you can see that the very first half chunk, the very first segment here, we can't actually use for production anyway, because there's no way to get the stations in and out. So that's fine. So I'm happy to lose the first segment doing some wiggly rail. But I do want to keep it as tight and constrained as possible. All right, so get rid of those. Put that back there. Good. So I think that's all correct. So then what I need is this to join in. Okay, so one way it can join in is down there. Is it? All right, let's take all this up. Okay, so that's joined in. There. So that's that part done, and then we just need to join this through. There. Is that actually correct? No, there's a single segment picking out there. there. All right, let's work this through. So this can go round. Right, so this train can go down. It shouldn't be able to go down, should it? It should be... It should be going off that way. Okay. Let's try this again. All right. So that allows this train to go this way. It allows this train to go that way. It allows this train to go up. So then we need this to join there. Okay, so we still have a roundabout. But our requirement was that a train is not forced into making a loop. So this train here comes, this train coming in here, that if it wants to go down, it would go around here and down. If it wants to go up, it would go around here and up. So I think that solves our problem. Right, what else do we need? So a train here can go around that way, can go around that way. It just feels like I'm missing one direction here. Okay, so I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I feel something's not right here. All right, so this is a train with signals on the outside of the rail coming along here, and it can go, it can definitely stop there. Then we'd give it the option to go around that, so we can signal that, then we have a signal there and there. So that allows it to come in and go around. It can go either way. Okay. The train coming in here, we can stop there or there. We definitely want to do that. I think that's in a consistent place. Okay, and then it can go on and on. I'm going to get rid of this for now until we have convinced ourselves we actually need it. Okay, and then once we've gone through here, we do that and that. Okay, that allows us to feed in to go down. Trains coming down, if they want to turn to the right, they need to come down here, split, and then go down there. So that works. So is that, I think that is a T-junction, right? Let's just double check. So trains coming down can go down through. A train coming down wanting to go east comes down, goes down, and out. A train coming down wanting to go north comes down around here and up. Then there's the potential for a loop. Right, then a train coming in from the south comes in here, Now, if it wants to go east, it just does. If it wants to go north, it goes around here. And then the only other option is to go all the way around to go south. Train coming in from the east. Can't come in from the east on, that's an outgoing track. All right, this is an incoming track. So that comes in from the east. It could be wanting to go south, in which case it goes down. It could be wanting to go north, in which case it goes north. And it could be wanting to do a U-turn, in which case it does that. So I think this is the complete upgraded junction. And I think that's our fix. So let's have a look. And I think there's an obvious modification for this to address four-way junctions, which is that we have these corners in all four corners. Now, is there anything else? I think that is it. Now, under high load, what could go wrong? We could end up with a train parked here and here and here and here. Okay, so is there a single piece of this that I wish to make sure never has a train parked in it? So is there a part of this junction which I want to guarantee is a well-behaved segment but never has a train that is parked? So I never want a train to be parked crossing a junction. So we can replace each of these incomings. The danger of that is, let's say this signal is red because of something blocking it up front. This signal would be red. So then nothing would enter this segment. And this would end up with effectively not allowing trains to enter the roundabout. Okay, what's the other option? So I think this one has to be a change signal because I want the train to decide where it's going next. Okay. Do I ever want a train to park with its nose there? I don't. So this needs to be a change signal. So that means that this segment, a train will only exit it if there's some sort of way out, be it its choice of direction or a blue one. So I think I want that and that for the through and through. Then a train should only clear this if it can make some progress. I don't want a train parked around the corner, blocking it. Okay, so then this needs to be a chain signal. This is a full signal. This is a chain signal. And this is a full signal. And I think by having this double chain signal here, it allows a train to enter if it's on its way out. But if it can't see a path out, it would wait here or here. So I think that is our junction signaled. Okay, then is it safe for this to be a full signal? So normally, I would say whenever you leave a junction, you use a full signal. So that the difficulty here is we could be in a situation where the train parks with its nose here, like that. with some carriages like that, for example, because it can't get into this segment. So there's a full signal there, which is fine. This has 1, 2, 3, 4 carriages. That has 5. Let's really check this, because it's important. So this has 1, 2, 3, 4. Not quite room for the 5th. There. So if we don't have a signal here, the problem with not having a signal there is the train would park here, but it would lock the corner. So we have to have a signal here. If I made it a chain signal, if this is red, the train won't proceed. So this has to be a full signal. Okay, so then I'll leave it up to whatever happens downstream to sort that out. Okay, so the exit has to be a full signal. I've convinced myself of that. Yep, that's it, I think. Okay, so let's pull up all these useful testing trains. Cool. Now, I will blueprint this in a moment, but first of all, I made some flooring. We have some black gravel made from coal. We have some copper gravel made from copper. We have some iron gravel made from iron, and some stone gravel made from stone. So that's what they look like. They quite effectively cover whatever the ground is below them. And the question is, do I want to offset my rails with flooring? So I think the only way to answer this it gets picked back up as the raw ore rather than as gravel. Okay, so let's grab that. Grab that. Grab that. So let's craft some more. And I want to put some down underneath some rail. So let's put down some rail and we'll see what it looks like. So if I have some iron gravel and some copper gravel. Let's have some more copper gravel. Good, and some stone gravel. And some coal gravel. What do we think about how those look? This is purely an aesthetic thing. So we've already got the sort of stony effect of the rail itself, which I think offsets against the stone quite nicely. The black is a bit harsh in my view. The copper I like, actually. The iron is too samey. So I quite like the copper. And then the question comes, so what would happen if we... Okay, so I just want to see what this looks like against the water. Ah, we can't actually go to the edge. Okay, that's strange. I still prefer the copper. Let's have a look at some coal. The coal is quite striking, isn't it? Right, let's see if we can craft any more. No, we can't do any more coal gravel. Okay, and then the stone. So it's stone or copper at this point. See, my head says stone because it's a cheap resource. We don't use it for much else. However, this is purely for looking good. I really do want to make an effort at this, though. So we're definitely not doing iron. Okay, this is going to be next to stone brick, at least initially. So I should put some of that down. Okay, so then that's kind of solved it for me. The stone gravel is too samey with the brick. So I'm now sold on the idea of copper gravel. So we can now pull all this up. Good. We can take all of that. Can I make this bigger? Okay. This could take a little while. There's a jackhammer tool in one mod pack, but I don't think we have it in this one. For pulling up flooring really quickly. And on we go. Good. All right, so in future we will do a copper border under the rail, and then we'll start looking at bricking and concreting in the production modules. All right, that all took a while. So we've got our new blueprintable T-junction. So let's actually blueprint it. Now I want to blueprint it, well, let's blueprint it a bit big, because then we can always trim it back. All right. So I want to blueprint it up to and including that. And then we should not be having double signals like that. Right. that correct? Oh, the blueprint is bigger because it has to include the whole curve, doesn't it? Yeah. Gonna have to turn on the grid. I can't do this by eye. So is that it? Nope. Is that it? Okay, that's not even slightly symmetric. So what have I done wrong here? Okay, so there's an extra square here. Let's move that over. All right, and then I've got a feeling perhaps this isn't quite central in some way. Okay, so this signal is in the right place, but we have an extra segment here. Okay, which apparently is indispensable. Good. Okay, so maybe we can't get away with this being slightly asymmetric. So is that? Yeah, so we'll have to go down further. And then we're clearly nowhere near it balancing out, are we? Is that right? So then if we go down one more, all right. So that would be the blueprint there. And then I'm pretty sure there's something not quite right here. Yeah, so we've got this that needs moving down one tile. Okay, so now we're ready, I think. Okay, so I want to be... Okay, hold down Shift. So we have one extra straight segment here and here. 1, 2, 2 here, 1, 0 here. That's okay because we have this going on. We have signals around here, but not the wrong side. We have a signal hidden behind those two power poles. So I think this is what we want. This is our new T-junction. So create the blueprint. Now let's find our rail blueprint book. So the issue with this is that it actually continues up to the first robo port. Okay, we can delete this blueprint. That one can go. That can go. Okay, so this blueprint actually needs to go to the chunk there. Because that's actually the footprint of the thing. Looks a bit flying spaghetti monster. Okay. Good. So this can go into our rail book. That's our old one. I don't want to delete it yet. I'll just stick it at the end of the book. Okay, and then the straight rail, we're going to need a half straight. Although that may be something that comes out in the wash. Okay, we can turn off this. And I want to check this actually does stamp down. So do we have a deconstruction planner which does rail? No. So let's make a new one. So this is going to take away rails and signals. So we will then apply it to this area here, which is quite a sizable area, isn't it? There we go. Then we take our shiny new T-junction blueprint, and that should stamp down like that. And we'll have a look from map view in a minute and see what it looks like. I'd like to stamp a few more copies of this down out here where it doesn't really matter, because I'd really like to check that it works. And then in a minute we'll drive some trains around. So this is our rail deconstructor. We need to deconstruct this whole series of chunks. There we go. Oh, that's all built already. Good. We can't do this because it's a corner. That's a corner. All right, so the next rail segment we need to redesign is the corner. But I've got a feeling that that's not going to be too hideous. So if we take that away. Okay, then I'm going to strip out with the rail deconstructor this whole area. All right, then I'm going to copy a corner. Good, and put that down there. So has this fixed it? It's possible it has. In which case this is a much easier fix than I thought it was. I was envisaging having to pull up my entire rail network. Right, how badly is the deadlock? Pretty bad. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. Okay, so this is going to be a long job fixing the entire rail network. But let's get this built and then we'll chase it round like we did the other to make sure that it looks correct. I'm sure it will, but I want to see it to believe it. I actually really like how this looks from the map view. These little curvies, they're kind of cute, aren't they? Right, we can proactively take a blueprint of this. No, we can't. Okay, because there's gaps in the rail and things. So technically the rail system still has loops, but we're giving shortcuts to go around the loops, which hopefully will solve the problems. Okay, so this is our new corner. Corner junction. We'll put this into our rail blueprint book also. Right, that is our old corner. And that can go to the end. Okay, then to prove this actually works, let's head on down. We will strip out the solar panels here. We will rail deconstruct this corner because I think that's possibly all we need to get rid of. Good, and then we will blueprint this in. Is that really all we need to get rid of? Yeah, I think it is. So this could be quite a quick edit. So get rid of this corner. That's probably overkill, but you know, it's a sensible amount of kill if it's overkill, isn't it? There we go. And I'm just going to do down near our exit as well, because I would like to see that it definitely does tile. Okay. So which is, this is the trouble corner, isn't it? So that needs to go up to there. And then this may be an issue. Yeah, so this is an issue. We can't get this in a current defense area. Now, in the grand scheme of things, that's not the end of the world. But it's worth bearing in mind. All right, live and learn. So did I forget to put this corner in, or is it just waiting to happen? Good. So then the question is, how do I go about retrofitting everything to this design? And I think I'm just going to go through the whole maze off camera and make this change, which obviously is something you do not want to see me do, because there's this much of the maze to fix. But I think I have to fix every single junction. The ones that are peripheral like this currently don't need fixing, so I could focus primarily on the ones near the home base. That might be the sensible thing to do to keep our trains moving. Okay, so let's do that. Now, what is this going to screw over? Because we will probably find that something I have built can't be fixed. Okay. Let's take that off. So that correctly worked without doing loop loops. Okay, so this is the sort of junction, that's the turn which we're avoiding by having that extra curve. And it's that extra turning which is causing all the additional train path crossing, which is leading to deadlocks, I believe. I really wanted to do the... we blanked down 2 sketches of builds here for blue circuits and for electric engines and robot frames. I really wanted to do this, but that's not going to happen. That's definitely going to be a next time problem, because here we are, and it's backed up all the way to here. So let's start off by fixing this. So we are going to take out all the rail. So this is the sort of thing where my build is potentially too close. Yeah, my build is too close. So it doesn't physically fit into this gap. And in fact, this makes all... makes all of these single unit ones unbuildable. So I can build in the second half of it, but obviously that's no use because I would have that there. So we need to be careful. So I'm only going to replace things that have to be replaced. Okay, and the first problem is this stacker. So let's bring our ruler back up. Okay, so we lose the first 4 parking spaces in this stacker. And let's look on the map to see what they are. Okay, so it is furnaces, basically. Okay, so we're going to have to take away all these parking spots. Okay, so this train, which has nothing to do, I now need to move. Let's move it to... The thing is, this makes it even worse, right? Because I'm now pushing a train around a deadlocked rail system. Oh, it's gone to the wrong one. Okay. So let's start off by deconstructing these. Good. Then this. Okay, I want that to go to empty furnace, and this is the empty furnace it's going to go to. So I'm going to deconstruct that supplier. Good. So now it has to go to that one. I'm going to deconstruct that. This is fairly major rail network surgery. Okay, that can all go. We'll come back to the rest later. Then let's deconstruct. I need to shift all these out of the way as well. Okay, so that should clear all these out, except they don't have anywhere to go currently. And we can delete that. Okay. So, next job. Can I make any space anywhere? No. All right, let's start putting some trains in manual mode. And just moving them out the way. Good. All right. Actually, if I put it there, then it gets stuck, doesn't it? So let's park it in one of these. And I'm not going to go up to the train stop because I want to be able to see visually that this is a parked train. Okay, so send that off to empty instead of full. Maybe that can go. All right, this wants to go ahead again. I'm going to park this in manual mode in a siding. Whoops, not there. That would have been bad. Okay. So send that off to empty. This is my train, which is currently being the one that's the problem. All right, I can now temporarily replace this with a... Do I want to do that? No, I don't. Let's put this into manual. Drive it backwards, because I can drive it out of the way of the junction. We will deconstruct the junction. And this and this. Okay, that allows us to right, so how much of this doesn't fit? So we're fine in this corner. We're not good in this corner. We have trains that are lined up on top of each other. Okay, this is trying to get to where? Empty. Right, we have only 2 empty stations. Okay, so this can temporarily can I back it up? Can I back it up without crashing it? All right, back it up again. No, it's definitely gone around the corner, hasn't it? Can this train go backwards? Yeah, it can. Right, so get that out of the way. Get this out of the way. This isn't even the really nasty, but okay. Good. I'm trying not to really alter any train schedules anywhere because I'd never get them right again afterwards. Right, so let's put that there. Then we can deconstruct this corner. And we can put this new T-junction down. Okay. Let's deconstruct more. Where are we? Here. I'm pretty sure I haven't fixed whatever it was that it was complaining about. Ah, there's a signal here. Signal there. It's really important I do get this down as designed. Okay, let's take that out just in case that's the problem. There we go. Okay, so that junction is back in. Or at least will be once the bots build it. And that's the first of our problems. I'm going to leave these manually parked for now because it just reduces our traffic, but we will have to activate them all again. Let's have a look at our map. So we have 4 full coal stackers here, 2 which are unassigned and 1 which is for furnaces. So it's same again here, 4, 2, 1. This corner here will be the next one we need to fix, but I think we'll be able to work that out. Worst comes to the worst, I just back up some of these trains, but it may free itself. This has to go all the way back to base. This is also... there's a double allocation of coal trains. There should only ever be 1 train allocated here. Let's double check there's not something weird with the scheduling. So this coal train has been assigned to Jonesy. This coal train has also been assigned to Jonesy. That's just odd. Okay. That's a separate issue I'll have to sort out in a minute. So this junction is now, for want of a better word, fixed. This wants to go to full petroleum, and full petroleum is the wrong side of our build for today. Okay, I didn't trim this back far enough. Note to self. And I think because we've taken away several train stops, we actually need to get rid of several trains. So hopefully this... Okay, I'm now needing to trash all train related things. Okay. So that wants to go to full ore, as these probably want to do something similar. Right, this is in manual mode. Let's put that in automatic just so that we can watch it do something. Good. Then this whole thing here is snagged up. But I need to deconstruct this corner. So we can start off by deconstructing these solar panels. There you are. Those go. that wants to go in but can't. But I can move this one manually. Put it into manual mode, drive it past that signal, hop out. Don't ever do this at home, folks. It's likely to do bad things. But that gets this all moved. Okay, I wasn't quick enough there with the decon. Good. So, take that off. Yeah, certainly wasn't quick enough. Then... Good. Take that away. Take that away. Then I can use the actual deconstruction planner to take this out back to there, because that appears to be the sort of amount of stuff I need to remove. I can then take my book, find the corner blueprint. I wish when you put down a blueprint and there was some sort of clash that it didn't just highlight it with a red box, but did some sort of flash. All right, so this is already working a bit better. And maybe I can start unparking some of these. Yeah, so that's no pathing. That's fine. I'm quite happy for these to no path. And are these the ones which are in manual mode? I think I've got these to deal with. I'll have to go back and check those in a minute. Great, we've got some trains headed out. Okay, this is going to be an unholy nightmare. Because basically I need to move all this parking now. I in effect lose all double chunk areas. So that yeah, I lose all double chunk areas because of the corners I had to put in, which really, really makes it difficult to find places to do things. So like these two green circuit builds no longer fit. Because that uses up one of the exits. That just about fits the other, but the build is snagged around this roboport, so it doesn't have a lot of latitude in how it's arranged. So this is pretty much a nightmare. Yeah, so ouch. This will be okay because it's back far enough from the corner. It's not particularly a high priority to upgrade anyway because it's a low volume dead end. But these things here, I can't really use any of this. Okay, well, And am I deadlocked again? Yes, I am, but I'm not deadlocked in any of the areas that we have upgraded, which is telling, really, isn't it? Right, I think I'm going to end my recording here and, as the saying goes, reconsider my life choices, because to make the junctions work, we have to put in these corners. Putting in these corners means we can't use the first half of each square after a junction. That, in practice, means we can't use the squares between two junctions. And that means all this space becomes dead space. Yeah, pretty much all my space becomes dead space, which is pretty catastrophic. So I need to have a rethink about how the factory is laid out. And things like, we're going to have to lose engine build 5. We're going to have to lose steel build 1. Although in this case, you know, we can just pop it back up at the top. This one's okay, I think. But yeah, it's just a bit of a nightmare. These productivity module builds now all need to be moved because we can't use this space. So that is catastrophic, really. I do not know what to do with this as a plan, but I think I have to just start off by relocating my train parking to places where it fits. See, this parking here won't work because when we put in this corner, I lose my other parks. So I could fit 4 in here, but I'm down from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 to 4. And that's just not funny. I don't think there's any other way around it. So all these trains here are backed up, heading back towards the parking. I don't know. I'm going to stop ranting. You don't need to hear me saying the same thing over and over again. The problem is the problem. We will have to find a solution to it in the meantime. Thanks very much for watching. These are the sorts of snags that happen when you build something you've never built before. Anyway, you can join me next time to find out if I solved it or if I nuked the entire map. It'll be entertaining for you to find out. It'll be entertaining for me to find out. I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.